All right, let's go.
Okay, Matt, bring us in.
Welcome, everybody. How's it going
All right,
to
so
this show?
we got Matt Sevcek here with us. We're going to be talking about Transformers 3. We all saw Transformers 3, so we're going to be talking about what we thought about the movie and tell you what expectations you should have so that you can go in and enjoy it. I guess we can start. Max, do you want to start with what you thought about
My
it?
review of it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, Matt. Tell us what you thought.
I thought it was a little bit boring. I don't use this word a lot, but underwhelmed. I was underwhelmed, but I think part of my problem is I was trying to follow the plot because they set you up to, they make it seem like the plot's important kind of, and they have twists and turns that are only valuable if you're following the plot. But I kind of found it mushy at best. Loose ends, kind of weird turns and twists and turns, and I still don't really understand it. So basically I was kind of bored, but the 3D I thought was awesome and really saved the film for me. It made it a lot more enjoyable. There was a lot of 3D. It was very deep. We talked that James Cameron had actually sat down with him and said, hey, you should convince him to do 3D. And you can tell when he's trying to do a good 3D scene, and he does it well. But I think he's going to do 3D from now on, probably. And there's a scene where a building falls because this big worm robot is taking it down. And it's pretty amazing. A lot of reflections in glass. And so I would say muddled plot. Action was okay. No real human-robot fun interaction like the first one. It's kind of like the first one because the robots were learning about the humans learning about robots. That's all done with. It's just action, and that's all. I don't know. That's all I got to say about it.
Yeah, I want to say it was almost like Michael Bay was trying to answer the critics of the first and second movie by trying to be like, well, look, we'll give you an emotional story to invest in, but that's obviously just not his strong point.
Yeah, and I feel like he made the exact same mistakes in the second one as he did in the third one. Like,
yeah,
exact same. And he keeps adding weird characters. It's like there's enough characters in Transformers that you can enjoy. Stop adding these weird little, we're like pet robots, like
little Jar Jar Binks.
Yeah, little Jar Jar Binks, and they have like hair and like they have wires as whiskers and stuff, and I don't like that at all. It's not Transformers like.
Yeah, stuff that doesn't make sense.
But the big joke is, it's funny that we expect a lot out of a robot movie. You know what I mean? But
we do. It's a movie designed to sell toys.
Yeah.
Like that's all it was.
And that's how I enjoyed it and appreciated it, is that I realized it was just Michael Bay playing with his toys. Even the actors were toys. Like Frances, what's her name?
Yeah.
They have good actresses and actors. They have John Malkovich in it, and they just throw them away. It's, you know.
Frances McDormand.
Yeah, they have Dr. McDreamy in it. No real reason.
Yeah,
nothing.
From Fargo.
Yeah, so that was my take.
To solve a mystery, one of the Transformers actually got killed in a wood chipper, and she has to go around and find out who did it.
No.
It's a Fargo joke. Really nothing? Wow.
We were talking about something else. We got distracted due to your ramblings.
All right, so
what did you think about it?
Well, let's go to Matt. Did you see it in 3D or 2D?
I saw it in 3D.
Okay. So what were your thoughts on it?
My thoughts were that, again, like you know what you're expecting going into a Transformers movie, which is part of the charm, but also part of the downfall, which is, you know what to expect, and if you can get through basically the first hour and a half of him trying to craft a story so that it has some emotional resonance, you know, when these robots are about to stomp on these humans, then there's some pretty sweet fucking robot battles. Are we allowed to cuss on this? That's my bad.
I guess so. So, Drews, what did you think about it?
So, pretty much the same as you guys. I mean, it was, you know, certainly nothing special. I thought it was slightly better than the second one.
Yeah.
I didn't like it as much as the first one. As always, huge spectacle, amazing. I mean, I thought it had really cool action. You didn't like the action much, Max, but I thought it had really cool action. It had awesome set pieces, like the building falling, the building that was falling. That was really cool. Awesome part of the movie. One thing I noticed in this one compared to the other two, this one seemed very disjointed. There were lots of weird cuts, lots of like cutting to black and then fading back in, and
Yeah,
did you guys notice that?
I noticed that, and it was just, I think it's just because I feel like they never finished writing the story. Like, why did they transport from the moon? Like, they couldn't fly there, and then why did they transport to DC if they're gonna go to Chicago? And like, they had this weird transporting thing. It's like Transporters 3. Better than the Fargo joke?
They had to bring it back to Earth. They had to bring it all back to Earth so that Optimus would, re-enable the
But here he did that. He re-enabled that guy, and then they sent teleporters up, like, from Earth that the Decepticons had. They sent those up and transported them back from the moon. And why didn't they bring them... Why didn't they do this in the first or second movie? If they've been planning it all along. Yeah. I hated the planning it all on thing. Like,
I agree.
It didn't make
sense that they wouldn't have done it in the, from the beginning.
And Michael Bay was like, oh, that's because we're going to finish this one. Like, this is... Everything comes to a conclusion. It's like, there's no more conclusion than any other film. There's a lot of wasted opportunities, like... Optimus gets mad at the humans because the humans didn't tell him about that they knew about the robots on the moon. But then that's it, he gets mad for a second. Why didn't he like lose his trust in them and then Sam had to reignite the trust or something? They had all these opportunities for emotional reactions and they just totally nothing came to fruition. Nothing was like a shocker.
Yeah. Well, we've been talking a lot about like, if you've seen the movie already, that stuff sort of makes sense. But if you haven't seen it yet, I think it's pretty clear. If you based on what you thought of the first and second Transformers movies, if you want to enjoy the third one, then you have to have liked the first and second. And if not, I would say just sneak in for the last hour, and you'll see some awesome stuff. Because I can't even tell who was an Autobot, who was a Decepticon, who was a
they still haven't solved that problem.
Yeah, it was better, I thought. The action was better. Them transforming and moving was a little bit better. It was totally less blurred. Like, I went back and watched Transformers 1, and it was so motion blurred, you couldn't see anything, but it got better on this one. Maybe because it was in 3D, but I don't know. So, let's get how to enjoy the movie, because we're talking about the faults a lot, but it's definitely a movie you can enjoy.
Right.
Oh, yeah. Here's one way to enjoy the movie. Count how many things don't make any fucking sense.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing that made sense. Like, okay, they go to Chicago, but they don't explain why Chicago. Or, like, all the Decepticons. I
thought that was weird, too.
Like, Sox fans, I don't know. They didn't even... I think it was just because they wanted to do it in Chicago. Because
they wanted to shoot in Chicago. Yeah.
Which is weird because it took them like a year and a half or something to get permits to do most of the filming they did in Chicago. So it was actually very difficult for them to film in Chicago because like the flight suit part, it took them like a year and a half to get permission to do that. Like,
oh, wow.
So yeah, it was kind of bizarre that you say that because it was very difficult for them to shoot in Chicago.
Yeah.
Well, here's another thing that didn't make sense. They have this part where the Decepticons kind of have the upper hand. And they tell the humans, they're like, hey, if you get rid of all the Autobots, then, we'll leave your planet and everything will be cool. And the humans just totally swallow it. But their name is the Decepticons. That'd be like if they're the liar robots. Why would you ever trust them on anything? There's no point.
Yeah. Good point. Don't even try to enjoy it. I mean, make fun of the plot. Don't try to enjoy it. There's no twist. There's nothing cool or exciting about the plot. He's just playing with his toys. And this is, I'm sure a lot of people are going to be mad about this or bring this up, but like at one point, Optimus Prime was stuck in cables for like 2 days. And two other Transformers had to come up and like cut him down. These Irish Transformers that had no business being in the movie, like, just like, oh, we're going to get you down.
Why do different Transformers have accents? Is it because, they scan something and maybe they take on the personality of... trying to think of some reason. I can't.
There's really no surprise here with this movie, so if you just go in expecting a movie like the first and second one, you're going to get big explosions, big action, big spectacle, then, as long as you go in enjoying something just like the first and second one, you'll be fine. Alright, real quick to take us out, I have a list of movies that I'm going to go through, and I want you guys to tell me whether you think this movie, or Transformers 3 was better or worse than this movie. This time I picked all the third in a series.
Okay.
So first up, we got Spider-Man 3.
Matt.
Worst.
Worst.
Okay. X-Men 3. Matt.
Worse.
I'd say it's better than X-Men 3.
I think it's better as well. The third Matrix.
Worse.
Worse.
Yeah, way worse.
Yeah.
Ocean's 13.
Ocean's 13 was a lot of fun. This movie was a lot of fun too. Wash. I'm gonna say tie.
I'd say they're pretty close. I mean, I would say I laugh. Like, there's
Okay.
no humor in this movie either.
I can agree with that.
In Transformers, did you
Yeah.
guys know?
But it's almost better because the only humor Michael Bay can seem to come up with is like
Ball jokes.
a wildly stereotypical black person like yelling about things. Which he manages to get that. Like every black character in every Transformers movie, really every Michael Bay movie, is just someone yelling about ridiculous stuff. And the audience is supposed to laugh.
Yeah.
Twilight 3.
I don't know if I saw that.
Yeah, me neither. I haven't seen it 4 times.
Why'd you buy the posters then?
Shut up.
The Mummy 3.
Oh, it's better than Mummy 3.
Better than Mummy 3. Where'd you even get this list?
It's all third movies.
The Mummy ride at Universal.
Yeah.
Way worse than the Mummy ride at Universal. That's my favorite ride. That is the best ride. Talk about a thrill.
What was the third Mummy movie? The Mummy Rides Again? Was that the third one?
No, it was Mummy 3. Don't notice the main characters are gone.
Yeah. No, wait, wasn't that the one where it was like in China or something and they
It
revived the clay
was
army?
Tomb of the Dragon Emperor. Yeah, so it was.
Sorry.
Yeah.
You guys are being
We
ridiculous.
jumped on you on that one.
Alright, so basically go and see it. I would say go and see it in the movies in 3D. And you'll enjoy it.
Yeah, it's definitely an experience. It's a good summer movie. There's a reason they release them in summers because there's nothing better to do. And I just want to point something out. There's a cool part where everybody's kind of sliding down a building that's falling down, and a guy falls off the building and dies. But 1 second later, Tyrese is like, "Is everyone all right?" Even though a guy just fell out of the building and died. But 1 second after that happens, Tyrese is like, "Is everyone all right?" Really not. Your friend just plunged to his death. But look for it. It's pretty funny.
Alright, we lost your mic when you were talking, but
No.
I think everyone will get it by your body language, what you said.
Yeah, probably. Just put in subtitles or something.
You can get it.
Alright, we're falling apart here.
Alright, thanks for watching. Can you hold this real quick?
Yeah.
Can you hold Matt?
Hey, dude.
Can I see you guys? This is weirding me out to not see you guys.